Hey there, my donut-munching, Springfield-dwelling joystick jockeys. Today we're diving headfirst into a pixelated piece of pure nostalgia with the Simpsons Arcade Game. Released when most of you were just a twinkle in the internet's eye, this game turned more quarters into pure joy than the Tooth Fairy turns teeth into cash. So, pull up a couch, grab a squishy, and let's get animated about how a TV show took over the arcades and possibly inspired your parents to nag you about spending too much time in front of screens. Back in the mystical era of 1991, Konami, yes, the same folks who brought you countless hours of button mashing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, decided to dive into the animated waters of Springfield. Why? Because you've got a hit TV show spewing catchphrases like a busted fire hydrant. The next logical step is to let kids throw their allowances at it, arcade style. The development team, led by the enigmatic and perhaps caffeine overdose producer Noriyuki Tomiyama, faced a unique challenge: translating the Simpsons' trademark humor and slapstick violence into something that wouldn't just eat your quarters, but would make you thank it for the privilege. The game's design drew heavily from the show's early seasons, capturing the chaotic essence of a family that's as dysfunctional as a payphone in 2024. Behind the pixels, the team at Konami wasn't just programming. They were pioneering. They had to inject quirky antics of Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and even Maggie into a beat-em-up framework. Remember, this was before you could just Google how to animate digital donuts or make an 8-bit Bart skateboard across the screen without crashing the system. The developers worked in close collaboration with the show's producers, which was like herding cats that were busy writing punchlines. There were controversies, though minor, like debates over character color palettes that didn't quite match the TV show. Apparently, purists can be quite picky over the exact shade of Marge's blue hair. And let's not overlook the arcade operators who bemoaned the game's ability to draw massive crowds, creating lines that rivaled those for bathroom breaks at beer festivals. Even developers had their own little cameo in making the game. It wasn't just a job, it was a pixelated labor of love. For instance, the sound engineer, a man who could probably play Mary Had a Little Lamb using alert tones, managed to embed the iconic voice lines that still echo in the hollowed halls of arcade gaming nostalgia. It was a symphony of bleeps, bloops, and eat my shorts, all meticulously orchestrated to make every punch and pie throw feel like a tickle fight with laughter. But what exactly was the story of the Simpsons Arcade Game but a tale as simple yet bizarre as finding a three-eyed fish in your local pond? The plot kicks off with a scene straight out of the daytime soap opera. Maggie is innocently gumming a diamond that a hapless robber drops during a heist. Instead of politely asking for the gem back, the robber snatches Maggie, diamond and all, setting the stage for a rescue mission that only her family could execute, or bumble through, depending on your perspective. The characters? Oh, they're as rich and deep as a two-dimensional pixel can be. You've got Homer, the bumbling patriarch, who wields his own expansive girth like a weapon of mass destruction. Then there's Marge with her signature vacuum cleaner. Because why fight crime with fists when you can use household appliances? Bart, the quintessential troublemaker, slingshots his way through enemies, turning juvenile delinquency into a heroic trait. And let's not forget Lisa, swinging her jump rope with the finesse of a miniature Indiana Jones. These characters aren't just digital avatars. They're a pixelated powerhouse of family dynamics, each bringing their own unique flavor to the chaos of the fight. The game allows players to embody these iconic figures, working solo or in a group to navigate through various Springfield locales, like the streets, a graveyard, because every good story needs a spooky twist, and even Krusty Land, where the laws of physics are as bendable as Krusty's moral compass. What's fascinating is how the game captures the show's essence. Despite the plot being as thin as Mr. Burns on a diet, it's not just about rescuing Maggie. It's about the journey, the slapstick comedy, and the absurdity of watching Homer punch a guy in a business suit until he explodes into a shower of neckties. It turns everyday suburban strife into an epic saga worthy of Homer, the Greek poet, not the donut eater. And therein lies the charm. The Simpsons Arcade Game transforms the mundane into the magnificent, letting us laugh and punch our way through a caricatured version of American life that feels strangely therapeutic. Now as we switch gears into this game's mechanics, it's clear that the design is deceptively simple. Walk to the right, beat up anything that moves, and try not to get beaten up in return. But within this straightforward approach lies a complexity as deep as Homer's love for donuts. Each character is tailored to reflect their personality from the show. Homer's attacks are as bumbling and accidental as his day-to-day decision-making. Marge, with her vacuum, sucks up enemies with determination of a mom trying to clean a house full of wild kids. Bart uses his skateboard and slingshot with the finesse of a street-smart scamp, and Lisa's jump rope isn't just for double dutch, it's a weapon of multi-hit destruction. Now, if you're enjoying this deep dive into arcade nostalgia, why not smash that like button and subscribe? It's easier than Homer finding a new all-you-can-eat buffet, and I promise, no quarters required. Multiplayer mode brings a layer of strategy to the table. Players must coordinate their attacks, share food items for health, much like fighting over that last slice of pizza at home, and strategically decide who should grab power-ups. The game encourages teamwork, mirroring the show's underlying theme of family unity in the face of absurdity. It's about combining forces, much like the Simpsons themselves when they form a human pyramid to tackle larger-than-life challenges, or just reach the jar on a high shelf. The real kicker in the gameplay is how each level introduces new enemies and challenges that reflect the TV show's knack for satire. From the corporate goons in suits to circus clowns gone rogue, the variety keeps players on their toes and ensures the game never feels repetitive. Just when you think you've seen it all, along comes a boss who's as tough as Moe's bar towels and twice as dirty. But this game didn't just entertain us with its colorful characters and whimsical violence. It also made a pretty good penny doing it. And boy, did it reach more corners of the world than Mr. Burns' business empire. Upon its release in 1991, the game quickly became a staple in arcades everywhere, sucking quarters from gamers' pockets faster than Homer can say, donuts. This arcade marvel wasn't just a hit in the United States. It became an international sensation. It's estimated that the game raked in millions of dollars, making it one of the most successful arcade games of its time. Now, for those wondering, no, that money didn't just vanish into comic book guy's basement. It helped solidify Konami as a titan in the arcade game industry and prove that TV show adaptations could be done both critically and financially successful. But it wasn't all about the money. Oh no, the impact of the Simpsons Arcade Game was akin to Bart's infamous "Eat My Shorts" catchphrase echoing through the school hallways worldwide. It became a cultural phenomenon, bridging the gap between Sunday night TV viewers and arcade enthusiasts. Fans of the show could step into the shoes of their favorite characters, battling it out in a pixel-perfect rendition of Springfield.
All right, I'll eat your shorts.
Yeah, eat my shorts.
All right, folks, sharpen those pencils. Or don't, because this is all about gaming trivia from the Simpsons Arcade Game. Let's test your knowledge with some questions. See if you can guess the answers before I can spill the beans. First up, what unique feature did the Simpsons Arcade Game introduce to the beat-em-up genre? If you said team attacks, you're as sharp as a Krusty without makeup on. This game allowed players to combine characters for special attacks, a feature that was pretty revolutionary at the time. For example, Homer and Marge could join hands to form a spinning attack that would sweep enemies off their feet. Literally. Next up, how did the developers sneak in a reference to another popular Konami game? Sharp-eyed gamers might have spotted Moyai statues from the Gradius series in the Dreamland level. Yep, those stone faces weren't just there for decoration. They were a nod to Konami's other hit arcade titles. Talk about an Easter egg that's as hidden as Marge's hair under a hat. And last, what was Bart and Lisa's unique team-up attack? Bart and Lisa would join hands and then spin around in circles, knocking out nearby enemies. This not only highlights their sibling synergy, but also adds a strategic layer to multiplayer sessions. And there you have it, folks, my arcade-loving aficionados, a deep dive into the pixelated pool of the Simpsons Arcade Game. We've punched, kicked, and headbutted our way through the trivia, the mechanics, and even the accidental cultural lessons this game has thrown our way. Remember, in a world of arcade games, it's not just about the final score, it's about the chaos and the laughter along the way. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane of the Simpsons Arcade Game, click this video here to see more from the Retro Reload. And as always, thank you for watching.